Okay. Round two. All right.
My question was, if you could choose a superpower, what would it be?
And begin.
What else? We need one. You know what? I'm gonna start talking about this one. If you could choose a superpower, what would it be? This question summarizes almost everything that I have read, everything I have wanted, honestly. Because having superpowers is just phenomenal. I mean, the things you could do, the things you could reach, but choosing a single superpower, now that requires precision, that requires things that you need to figure out what exactly you need with superpowers. Like, even as a child, when I grew up, I read stories such as Percy Jackson, where we talked about demigods, where they had sons of gods who could control, and daughters of gods who could control water, who could control the dead, fire even. Some of them could raise gems to the earth, some of them could even charm speak, which was like more like a mind control in a sense. And then after that, I moved on to other books, such as, which is a good one, the Grisha trilogy by Leigh Bardugo. She has those superpowers. Like, I mean, they're not termed as superpowers, but they're essentially enhanced abilities. And watching TV shows such as Marvel and watching movies with and at the DC universe, there are tons of superpowers in our community. Now, let's get to the real thing. What is the superpower that I want? Okay, so firstly, I thought there would be 3 distinctions that I have to make when choosing a superpower. Firstly is the area of effect, or essentially the amount of damage or stuff it can do, essentially, like the range of the ability. Another thing I thought was important was the utility of the ability. How can it help me? Like, how can I use it in my day-to-day life? And then finally, the morality of the ability. Is it ability that is originally stemmed to be good, or is it more like evil ability? Like, some abilities sometimes are based off of stealing life force or something to enhance yours. So, with all of these considered, I have to say that I don't want to sound conceited, but I think my favorite ability, which I saw on Lego Ninjago actually, was this absorption ability in a sense. So this person, they could mimic the abilities of the people around them. While this did intend to have a reliance on others around them, it also provides for so much opportunity, for so much possibilities. I mean, you could control fire maybe one day, but maybe if that person is not around anymore, you'll have to learn some other power. You might have to learn so much. But the thing about this superpower is that every time you take a new power, you're always learning. You're always becoming better. You're always discovering something, which I thought was the most unique thing. I mean, honestly, there's no superpower which will continue to make you learn that much. I mean, sometimes some people might say, like, okay, I want to fly, or I want to be invisible. But with those things, is like, once you learn what there is to it, there's not much you can go from there. With the ability of mimicry or absorption, in a sense, you could do almost anything. There's no limit. And I think that's what the main part about superpowers should be, to finding your limit and probably even surpassing it as many times as you can. So in conclusion, superpowers are numerous. There's so many of them. But for me, I think my superpower is mimicry. Thank you.